All right, what's good, people? Zensphere here again. Back with another Renoise tutorial. Today we are going to be making some forest psytrance from scratch in Renoise. This is by request. Someone asked to kind of see my workflow in creating a song with some explanation along the way. Let's see. We're going to work around 150 BPM, and I'm going to start out just by making a kick sample. So I'm going to pull up my sidekick generator here that I made. And I'm going to try and find a good key for this song. Let's see, we need to go down 2 more. And we're going to go for a nice low kick here. We'll put this song in the key of F, more or less, or at least that'll be our working pitch here. So I'm pretty happy with how this is sounding, I think. Let me just see if I want to tweak these at all. All right, that's sounding pretty good to me. We're going to render this out. And I'm going to process it so that it's just a mono sample. And we'll maximize that. Keep our snap on zero crossing here. And we're going to trim this down. And let's see, this is looking a little crazy right here. We're going to take this down so that it's kind of more in line with the rest of these peaks here. And then I'm just going to normalize my tail to start. I've got kind of some weird phase right here, but we can fix that. And I'm going to normalize my click also. And I think I want this click to be a little sharper. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see, we've got this peak right here. So this is maybe a little tedious, but I'm going to normalize all this here, bring the levels up there, and I want this little first high frequency bit too. That's sounding better. And I'm guessing this is going to be something I want to cut here. So let me just take a look here. Oh, that's way too high. Happens sometimes. Oops, I don't want markers, I want zero crossings. Let's try this. Also way too high. Okay. Must be zoomed in. Still high. Let's try this one here. Okay, that's in the right range to remove some mud. I want to check this bit here because this is looking chaotic anyway. Let me just see what that sounds like. Okay, so I want to take that out. So I'm going to do that. And then we have this issue here. So I'm going to take this out. Oh, it's not going to select. Okay, I screwed that up. Let's try this again. So let's take this single cycle out first. And I think we can take this single cycle out as well. So I'm going to select the loop and cut it. And I want to check this cycle. I think I'm going to cut that as well. I'm going to check this loop. That actually maybe all could come out. And then we'll just have high frequency and low frequency content. And it'll tighten up our kick, and we won't have to EQ it. So I'm just going to take this out. We'll see how it sounds. So that sounds a little hollow. So I'm going to undo that. Ah, fuck. There we go. Take the loop off. All right, we're going to normalize this and take the loop off. Still going to exit this out. There we go. That's closer to what I want to hear. Let's see, it's still too long. So I'm going to take a cycle out here. And I like to shoot for maybe around 1.5, 1.6. You might take one more cycle out. Now I'm going to put that back. And I'm going to fade this here. We'll trim that. Make sure this is fading to 0. And I want to smooth this transition here. I'm not sure that this makes a difference, but we're going to do it anyway. Sounds a little better to my ears. And I think I'm going to decrease the volume of the tail just a touch here. All right, that's sounding like a nice tight, punchy kick. Should work well at 148. Let's go ahead and get some notes in. So I'll go over to my kick track and make sure I have the right subdivision selected. Fill that. Okay, sounds good. Let's go to side bass and check out our bass sound. And let's see, I think I'm working in F. And this is going to be just dark. Let's see. I'm going to check my compressor settings here. Yeah, we're just going to make this dark as fuck. We'll see if it translates well. Okay. So we'll try that as a working model, and then we'll tweak things as we need to. And we'll just go with the kind of usual rolling pattern. And I like to make that last note a little longer. Copy and paste. Okay, sounds like a good start. I want to check my kick level here. I've been working at -6. I think it's fucking me over, but we'll just do it for the sake of this. I used to work at -12 for for kick, but then got on Baffy's clip to zero method. Zero doesn't really work for psytrance. At least I haven't figured out how to make it work for zero. For psytrance rather. I'm going to enable Smexoscope here. Take a look at what we got. And we need our sync. Okay. And don't worry about that sync click. It's just kind of to stabilize our oscilloscope. And I just want to make sure I'm not tearing up this waveform too much. That's too much. That still sounds good. Looks okay too. Let me just open this up. Still looks good. And if I start doing that, and we lose our window. So what we're at, about 5. I'll just put in 5. I'll call that good. Okay. We need to bring our bass level up. Just try disabling that. So I want to look at kind of my phasing issues here. Let's see if I can freeze this a little bit. There's a sweet spot here. Okay. Looks okay to me. And then let's bring in some percussion just so we get a beat going here. And I think I'm going to use some hats that I've already got picked out as opposed to synthesizing some hats for this. Just got to get back up to my octave. Find a good one. That one's sounding promising to me. So let's just put that in here. Stay on 4. And, oops, okay. Copy that and paste it. We'll go into the sample editor. And we'll snap this to 16ths. Okay, it's already less than a 16th. Let's try a 32nd. All right, so there's a 32nd. Definitely trim it to that. Let's try a 64th. I like it snappy. Okay. Sounds good. Fade this out. Actually, I think I want it tighter. That sounds good to me. And I'm gonna, oh, it looks like I already have some random pitch modulation on here. Let's see if we want to transpose it. Okay. Sounds okay for the moment. And yeah, you can see how I'm clipping up here. I think -6 is going to be too hot for a working temperature, working volume. But I'm just going to enable this maximizer here so we're not clipping. And I'm going to copy this scope over here. Yeah, you can see that's still that's looking pretty good insofar as we need to look at what we're doing. Looking pretty good to me anyway. And let's clean up our signal here a little. And let's take this pop filter completely off. There we go. Probably bring this down some. Okay, let's look for an open hat. Liking that one. Let's try that. No, that's not it. Let me see. I might want to transpose it. Curious if this is going to give us any pitch information. So I'm going to slap a tuner on here and just see. It's pretty inharmonic, so it's probably not going to give us anything actionable here, but just curious. That sounds okay to me. Let's trim this up too. we'll put a note off event here. Yeah. That way I can vary it as I want to. Oops. Try that again. Missed. I'll take that. Okay. And I think I want to take out some low frequencies on this as well. Something about that hat is not quite sitting right with me, but for now we're just going to turn it down. I think it needs a little reverb, honestly. I'm going to drop a little reverb on here. Let's see, use chain verb. Am I still in mono? Nope. Okay, that's better. Still a little present. Fucking love DARKPSY. Alright, let's rename this so we don't get confused. Rename that kick, and we'll take our kick generator out. Actually, we'll leave it because we might need it later for another kick. But make a little space here. And then let's see if we can squeeze a decent snare out of our snare generator. I need to update this snare generator. It's not quite what I want it to be yet, but that's okay. Okay, this is C2. And I think I want to add. Oh, I've already got it. Cool. And we'll take the click out. Actually. Okay, it's not great, but it might be passable, and we can definitely work with it. And let's render that out. Yeah, that's not it. Let's see. I want to from here to here. Let's cut that out. looks better. Still not great. It's okay. We'll make it better. Let's bump some contrast on here. Where's my contrast? Where'd you go? Oh, you must be in the other one. Okay. Never mind. You guys probably don't know what I'm talking about or thinking about here, but this is going to just beef up our snare a little bit. Okay. And I want a more abrupt fade. Wonder if I can increase the contrast just on a selection. Let's try that. Nope, it does the whole thing. Okay. Yeah. The snare kind of sounds shitty. But let's try it out. No, that doesn't sound good. Maybe we can make it work. Definitely need some post-process. Let's render that out. And let's clean this up a little bit. Okay, that's sounding closer to what I'm hoping for. Not too obtrusive. Let's slap a reverb on that one too. Okay, so we got a beat. Let's duplicate this. Mixing needs to shift a little. Okay, let's see if we can get a some kind of beginning synth line here. And we can start with anything. Let's just grab a percussion sample. Okay, try this out. Okay, open up CDP and let's go to highlight arpeggio. Bring this rate down quite a bit. Okay, cool. Let's take out this section here. And going to bring the levels down a little bit on these, just so we're not poking up too hard when we bump the contrast. Maybe this is a crazy way to work, but it's kind of how I like to. And let's trim it here. And cool. Maximize it, bump the contrast, and see if it still sounds okay. Okay. Now I want to time stretch this. Let's 300% sounds good. I'm gonna undo that. Let's try a different. Let's try unpitched percussion with stable notes. Still not the result I want. Let's try smooth. Sounds a little better. Okay. We'll go with that. And I think I'm going to time stretch it again. Okay, let's delete that. And we'll copy this, paste it. And then this one we will time stretch and make it longer. Fade it in. Cool, so we got some atmospheres here. Let's try it out. Fucked it up. I like it, but I want it to be lower pitch. So I'm going to use Blur Chorus, and we will bring frequencies downwards. And let's try a spread of like 1.5. See how this works. Yeah, cool. Okay, let's see if we can bump the contrast on this without distorting it. Yeah, nice. Okay, so we got some decent atmospheres here. Let's throw an envelope on it. Turn this into something. I think I want to see if we can go back. Oops. Shoot. Let's start over again with this. Bump the contrast. And let's get our highlight arpeggio again. And bring this down. Okay. Trim it, normalize it. Some of these are too big. So we got to bring them down. Take them down a peg. Let's adjust it quite a bit more. Let's do like 3. Okay. Same. Can bring this down again. We will renormalize everything. So I think what I want to do is I still do want to time stretch this. This is not, it's too fast. So let's time stretch it. Let's bring it out. Let's try this again. That's too much. Let's try 200%. Actually, let's just try 100%. I'm not sure if that stretches it at all. We'll find out. Nothing to do. It's 200%. Cool. All right. So what we want to do now is, I think, let's just trim it to here. And let's chop it. And let's do 32. Chop it. Render the slices. Delete the first one. Batch process. And we'll go to our Zen chops. What this does is it normalizes, fades, and trims the silence. Oh, really? No, this is going to be annoying. All right. I'm not sure why it's doing this. But let's try it again. All right, we'll close that out. Try batch process, see if we can process one. Sample import failed with the error. Core audio file is empty or not a valid audio file. All right, well, that's a pain in my arse. Wonder why it wouldn't be a valid audio file. Okay, well, we'll forge ahead anyway. We will just do this manually. I'm going to manually normalize, and we'll use an envelope to trim, and we won't worry about the silence. So I'm normalizing all these. Don't miss that one. Okay, key zones, layer, overlap random. Phrases. Let's pull in our gate rando. Try this. Cool. Volume. I'll throw a resonator on here. And let's tie this amount to a macro. And we will modulate that. And throw some effects on here. See, we're clipping again. And so yeah, I think I need to rework my gain structure, but what else is new? Okay, so ignore all the clipping. I need to rework my gain structure, but here's what it is. Yeah, now it's fixed. Okay, so you can see that's a start. Obviously that's just a start. We don't really have any structure or real variation, but we've got a beat and we've got some promising lead line, and a nice atmosphere and texture. And that's a good start, I think, for now. And maybe I'll come back to this project on video. Maybe I won't. But I know I didn't exactly explain everything I was doing, and I relied pretty heavily on the batch process tool and the CDP tool, both of which are awesome and you should install if you can. But yeah, I hope this was useful for you. I hope you learned something. And yeah, make lots of music. We'll catch you next time. Peace.